Maya Angelou, one of my favorite people in the world, and I know she's passed, but she's still one of my favorite people ever. One of her quotes I love so much is about success, and she says that success is liking who you are, liking what you do, and liking how you do it. It's so tied into what we're talking about today with vision. So tied in. Hey guys, this is Andrea with A.D.S. here to bring you the very best in marketing and branding tips, as well as business tips for those of you who are entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, and personal branders. Today, I really want to talk about vision. It really is all about vision, and I'm talking about it because I've run into so many people who a little bit have lost sight of their vision in their business. We're so focused on a tactical singular thing at any given time. I need a brochure. I need LinkedIn posts done on a regular basis. I need, oh gosh, you name it, a billboard, a magazine ad, a blah, blah, blah. And it's so singular, and we need to sometimes really back it all the way up and think more holistically about what all this is for anyway. And so we're talking today about vision. I'm going to give you my top little tips about vision, and I want you to share your comments below because we all have vision in our lives. We all should, and this is a great time to reconnect with yours. So let's go. All right, question number one for you is, where do you want to be with this and why? That cheesy old question of, where do you see this going in 5 years, even in 10 years? What is it for? What are we doing it for? Really think about that, because again, so many of us are in such a hurry to get things done. We're not stopping to think and reconnect about what it really is all for at the end of the day. Why are we doing it? I need you to reconnect with that vision for yourself. And so if you are running a business, starting a business, thinking about the brand, and you're so busy, but you have potentially forgotten what that dream is, this is the time to stop and reconnect with it. Remember what it's for. Most people, I would say, are doing this because they are trying to build the life that they always wanted for themselves, that they dreamt of for themselves, for their family. You're building it for a lifestyle. You're building it for what you really, how you really wanted to live in the first place. And so if the business is for that, then let's keep that in mind. And let's think to ourselves, where does the business need to be financially and otherwise by the end of this year, so that it can be where it needs to be in 3 years, so that it can be where it needs to be in 5 years. And then in addition to that, because life is so short, what can it enable us to do today? How do we want to live today? Are you so packed? I met a guy recently. This is so true. His schedule so packed, hour by hour, all day long with client meetings. He cannot get anything else in otherwise. And it's not really what he wants to do with himself. It's not really what he wants to do with his time. Really what he wants to do is teach more, do more events where he can be one-on-one, hands-on with people. He likes being in that space and being creative. So you need to think about that. What is it that we really want to do? What is it that we're really here for? What were we gifted for? What are our gifts, our passions? All those things do matter. They do matter. This kind of hamster wheel race that we're doing can easily distract us from that. But this is, again, I need you to pause and reconsider. If what you're really wanting to do is far different from what you're doing now, then this needs to be a part of your vision for your life, and therefore your business. Your business needs to enable how you want to live. Okay, so that's something very important to think about. Do reconsider your hopes, dreams, and goals. Sometimes it's been a long time since we've revisited that. So literally write it down on a piece of paper, columns, hopes, dreams, goals. What is it that we hope to do, that we would love to do? Our dreams for ourselves and our families and our goals in life. These are the things we need to consider along with vision. Does all of that line up with each other? Does what we're doing with our business help enable what we hope, dream, wish for, all those good things? Do our goals align? Okay, that's another area to think about. And really what all this boils down to are two things. How do you want to live? and what are you trying to accomplish? Right? How do you want to live, and what are you trying to accomplish? What are you trying to accomplish kind of lends itself to that idea of legacy, doesn't it? The legacy that you want to leave, and what you want to be known for, the gifts that you are able to give to the world, and how that manifests itself in the things that you actually accomplish. That is worth thinking about. So how you want to live. Do you want to be traveling? In my world, I'm a traveler. In my head, I'm a constant traveler. I mean, COVID kind of messed that up and all that. But I totally want to get back to that space. And so if I want to travel, in a dream world, my business runs on its own. And I travel once a quarter for a month at a time. For a month at a time, because my business can handle itself, right? So I can check in virtually, I can do things remotely, but for the most part, I want to be gone to get inspiration and soak in the world a bit. I think that's so important, so critical. So if you're like that and you want to build in that travel, globe-trotting lifestyle into your life, and that's important to you, that needs to be a part of the vision as well. How can we make that happen? And what is needed? Really, how much income a month is needed in order to be able to afford that? Does it really have to be $8 million a year in revenue, or does it mean it can be high six figs or something like that? It really all boils down to what is required every month in order to make these dreams happen. But you have to build it in, and you have to be able to break it down. It's so critical. So that's one thing, how you want to live. And then also what you're trying to accomplish. What are you really trying to accomplish? Are you trying to build the business to a certain level, and why? Are you really trying to help a certain amount of people, or do you want to be known as the world's largest XYZ agency? I said Z for my Canadian and UK friends. XYZ agency in this area. For what reason? Whatever it is, these are things we have to actually consider. Think about them, and then actually write it down, which is to my next point. As the good book says, write the vision, make it plain. Write it down. You have to write it down on paper so you can revisit it sometimes. I heard Oprah say she doesn't do vision boards anymore because she's so great at manifesting things in her life. She doesn't have to do the vision board thing, to physically see it. But not everybody's on Oprah's level, and some of us do things in different ways. So if you need the vision board, do it. If Kanban boards work for you, which I'll link to the Kanban board playlist so you can check that out, so fun. If Kanban boards work for you, do that. If it's a bullet journal, do that. Whatever it is that helps you. But bottom line, it needs to be written somewhere. Write it down, because you need to be able to consider it. And that's going to be important for this next point coming up. So after you write it down, then I want you to meditate on it. Consider this every day. In The Miracle Morning, a book that I really love by Hal Elrod, one of the things he requires of people is to consider their vision on a daily basis. Vision for your life. And what I like about this part is you're thinking about your vision, right? You're thinking about how you want to live, what you really want to accomplish, and the whys behind that. And when you consider those two things, how you want to live, what you want to accomplish, and then after you've refreshed yourself on that, how does that boil down to what you're doing today? What's literally on your schedule, on your calendar today? If you start looking at your schedule and calendar and you're feeling like what you're doing on a daily basis is not adding towards this vision, it's not pushing you closer towards this vision, it doesn't feel like it's a part of this vision, then you might need to reconsider what you're doing on a daily basis. Seriously. That's real. And these are the hard questions, but the important questions, because we don't have time to play around. You've seen, if nothing else, 2020 has taught all of us that life is extremely short. We don't have time to play. This is the time to shine. This is the time to do. This is the time to act. So if our calendars are not reflecting our goals, our hopes, our dreams, our vision, our values, then we need to make some changes, right? Yes. So that's really it for today. Is really all about vision, and I'm sharing it just because I keep running into people who aren't really clear on that. It feels muddy. Again, we get stuck on the tactics. We get stuck on the things we think we need, the website, the Instagram, the social media, the email communications, there's all these things that we think are the answer to something that we're looking for. And it's easy to get down in these weeds and have at it, right? Rather than address what it's really for at the end of the day. What is the purpose of it all at the end of the day? Because if we can't connect to that, what it's for, then really we're moving about very, I don't know if I'm ever pronouncing this word right, but it's peripatetically or peripatetically. It's aimlessly, wandering around aimlessly with no purpose. And that's a shame. That's a shame. We're just staying busy for the sake of staying busy. We're doing things that we think seem important, make us feel important. We think it's going to get us in certain circles and that kind of thing. I know somebody right now who's going to be running for office and all that kind of stuff. And you really have to wonder, what is it for at the end of the day? Why? Are you connected to your why? It sounds cheesy, but it's so critical, so important. So those are the things I want you to think about. What is it for? How do you want to live? What are you trying to accomplish and why? And then I want you to write that down on paper. And then I want you to consider that and meditate on it lightly. It doesn't have to take long. 5 minutes every day. Think about your vision. Put yourself in your vision 5 years from now, 3 years from now, whenever it is. See yourself living it. What does it look like? Feel like? What are you wearing? Smell the air. What do you smell? Those tactile things are very, very important to really living your vision and attracting these things to you at the end of the day. If you believe in the law of attraction, attracting these things to you at the end of the day. If it really is truly what you want and the why is there, it's going to happen. But you have to really seriously consider and not let it be some lofty thing in the sky that you're afraid of, actually, at the end of the day. That you're afraid of accomplishing. What would happen if you accomplished that? Would it be scary? Because you've never been on that level before. Quite possibly. It could be scary. So let me know your comments below. I want to hear what you feel about vision for yourself. Vision in your business, vision in your life, how you want to live. Have you thought about that in a while? What do you want to accomplish and the why behind it? That why is so important. Not doing it just because other people want you to, not doing it just because it sounds good, not doing it just because of a status level it might give you. Why do you care really about it? And ask yourself why 5 times. Have you ever heard that? If you really want to know the answer to something, you have to drill down why 5 times. So if you say to somebody, why do you need to have $1 million business? Why does it have to be $8 million a year, for example? I'm just making that up. Why does it have to be $8 million a year? Because then I'll feel successful. Well, why does that number in particular make you feel successful? Well, because if I get to 8 million, it's more than anybody around me is making. I'll feel very accomplished and I feel like I can do anything I want to do. And then ask yourself again, why will you feel very accomplished if you get to that number? You just keep asking why to really get at the heart of something. And if at the heart of something it doesn't feel like the right answer, maybe you're chasing it for the wrong reasons, So this is a little, I don't want to say heavier, but more serious than some of our normal topics. And I'm, again, just bringing it up because I keep seeing it over and over again. People are not connecting with that vision. And I honestly think a lot of people are afraid of success at the end of the day, so much so that they are willing to do a lot of busy work and make that busy work feel very important. We're very good at making busy work feel very important. Making people run around at our, some people are very good at making people run around with to do their bidding and all this. But really, if you can't answer the question, to what end is it? I mean, you're running around like a chicken with your head cut off. As my dad used to say, you know, nice little old country phrase. You're running around like a chicken with your head cut off for no reason. That's the end, my dears. Again, let me know your thoughts on vision today. I want to hear all about it, and leave it in the comments below. If this is your first time here, welcome. Again, I'm Andrea with the A.D.S. agency, here to bring you the very best in marketing, branding, and business tips for those of you who are entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, and personal branders. Be sure to follow us at the A.D.S. agency, THEADS agency, wherever you are on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, if you're listening here on YouTube, podcast on Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Spotify, all those places. Please do rate and review the podcast for us. We do read the comments. We so appreciate them. And if you are watching this on YouTube, please do subscribe. The buttons are below. Hit subscribe and then hit the notifications bell so that you get the notifications for these videos when they come out. And finally, I want to introduce to you, this is so new, but I think it's fun. I introduced it on my birthday. I just turned 40 recently, last month. I know. It's true. So you can actually find me. There's a link in my YouTube channel, but it's buymeacupofcoffee.com. I think my link is /Miss ADS08. If it's not Miss ADS08, it's /the A.D.S. agency, but probably /Miss ADS08, I believe it is. And if you go there, that is a fun way to support what we do here. So if you like the content, you can buy a cup of coffee. You can become a member at just $10 a month, very inexpensive for those who really find really great value every single month. Okay? All right, my dears, that is it. I will see you next time. Thank you so much and have a great week. Cheers.